Hey G fans, GojiFan93 here, and welcome to our review of episode 6 of Skull Island, the Netflix series. And damn, this episode was on fire. This is a great episode. It is like picking up steam and like full throttle, and all the answers, all the questions have been answered. So it is amazing. So, real quick, we'll just go over our super quick thoughts.
I like the backstory of how Annie and Dog met each other.
Mm-hmm.
It was sad, but it was also wholesome with some of the adorable moments,
Mm-hmm.
like with Annie and Dog like sharing hot dogs with each other. The interaction between Annie and her mom, it was good. Annie's mom, what she really wants to do is just you know connect back, try to connect to her daughter again after she thought that Annie's been dead, but
Mm-hmm.
found out that she's still alive. But other than that, I thought this episode was pretty good.
Yeah, I definitely love this episode. The backstory in terms of Annie and Dog, it was sad, although yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I will admit that Dog, as a baby, was kind of cute.
Yeah, yeah.
He's an adorable doggy.
Yeah, he is.
Charlie is, yeah, he's actually okay in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, heck, he also built a fire, which I guess is
He didn't
yeah,
have,
first,
yeah, he didn't have a lot of screen time. This.
okay, so yeah, also in terms of the lady, even though yeah, it was kind of obvious that, well, okay, yeah, it was kind of obvious that she had a relation with, she was basically Annie's mom.
Mm-hmm.
Although yeah, the interaction between the two is yeah, actually pretty. Yeah, I like it. It's like yeah, she's trying to reconnect with her daughter,
Yeah.
considering that how long she literally left her.
I actually did like this episode, and I like that we got to see the backstory for Annie and Dog. And I will definitely say it was a pretty sad and had some heartwarming in it. So,
Mm-hmm.
and also the part where we find out that that lady is Annie's mother was really surprising to me when I first
Yeah.
saw it. And also, the reason why I had a feeling that was going to be because I noticed that their eyes are very similar in color and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I had a feeling it was going to be that.
Yeah, and again, I knew it was gonna be like that because when they were in the last episode, when they were in the tent, and she was like, talking and saying, "Yeah, we've had a rough month," and then she was just looking at Annie, and then she was like, "Yeah, she's my blah blah blah." Like I just knew, I was like right there. That's when they're like, of course, that's what it is. So she just seemed like more tender to her at that part. So that's what I just kind of thought. So, but yeah, this episode was fantastic. So let's start. So we this whole episode is based around basically the flashback, which is really good. We get a bunch of questions get answered here. So we see that this is Annie's dad, and then we see that Annie's a little girl at this point. They're on a boat. Again, we don't really know exactly why they're on the boat, where they're going to, but I think at that point it doesn't really matter exactly where, what the point of their adventures about. But this is where Dog's dad gets he's trying to get in, he's trying to break in, and that's where Annie's dad takes out Dog's dad. So that's where we get that a little bit of dialogue in the past few episodes when they were talking about that. We get to see that. Well, we don't really get to see them kill each other, but we get the idea. And it really was at this point where I knew, I was like, that's definitely the mom, for sure. And I called it because, again, it's a major spoiler warning, but I called it that she basically was trying to find her because she found out that she was on her island stranded, and then that's why she was trying to get her. That's why she didn't care about really Skull Island. She didn't care about the Hollow Earth because it didn't matter to that. So, but that's why she tried to get Dog away, because Dog was killing all of her men. So that's why she wanted to separate them. And then because her men shot Dog, which is why Annie had that grudge, because it took that. So, and Mike is still not doing great. Mike is pretty much, I think, on death's door at this point. But then they end up finding, I think it was later on, they end up finding dead, that turtle that we saw in one of the previous episodes with the spikes or whatever. They end up finding one, and then they use that as like aloe to help I guess his wound. So and then we get to see Charlie back, and he's having just I guess him and Dog are just having some differences in how to do stuff. Yeah, he's bickering. Yeah, he's not letting Dog's not letting Charlie on him so that he can like get to places faster. So they're just having some bickering. More character development going on with them. But then we get some more dialogue between Annie and her mom, and then we get another flashback. A really super sad part here where we see that she had to bury her dad with a toy shovel. Like, holy crap. That's like, oh my god.
This is just this scene right here, this exact scene.
Yeah.
Whenever someone says, "Oh, what makes you depressed?" Go to this scene.
Yeah, so that was pretty powerful stuff there. She ends up hearing Dog, and it's cool. I like the scene because we get like a parallel. It's like she's grieving the death of her dad, and then all of a sudden we see little Dog, grieving over his dad. So that was just like, oh my god, it was super sad. That's the boat somehow got tipped over. I'm pretty sure it got tipped over by the Kraken. Something had to.
Most likely.
Kraken had to be with that. So, So she's trying to get some food to survive, and then this is where she gets her jacket. So this was like even like in the first episode, I remember saying I was like maybe she took it off one of the guys that she was trying to escape from. Nope, that was literally her dad's jacket. So I thought that was a really cool connection there. And then just look at little Dog. He's just coming in. He's like all sad. It's like, oh my god. So they have a little bit of a bonding moment here with the hot dogs. They just they share the hot dogs, and then Dog runs out and he's just sad. And then she goes up next to him and they end up howling together, and that's how they become friends. So I just thought that was really sweet. And I'm like, and it was funny because I was like, man, it took a cartoon in the Monsterverse to make me feel something. Like, wow, so this was a powerful scene. I really liked this part. So if only they could channel this into the movies, that would be fantastic, but probably not, especially with the new one that's coming out. So okay, we get more bickering with Charlie, and then they end up this is the aloe part, so he ends up healing him there. End up more talking, and then we get this is the big reveal part. So they end up hashing out, Annie and her mom end up hashing out the stuff that went wrong, the fact that she was gone for 10 years, the mom didn't find her for 10 years, and then but this is I think this is also new information for Annie though, because she didn't know that this was her mom, because she was like, I had to bury you, I had to like do all this and blah blah blah, and it like struck a chord with her. And yeah, this is basically when they reveal that, yeah, I'm the mom, and but because a scout found your boat, and I had to go and find you, and so that's what led up to all of the stuff, which is probably another reason why she hired Mike's crew and Cap's crew to probably find her too. That might have been another part of that expedition. And then we get one more flashback scene, which explains how Dog got the bullet wound, and that's just literally because as soon as her mom was trying to find her, that's when Dog attacks her whole crew. That's what starts the grudge. So that happens, and then Charlie makes some fire, and then ends up trying to put the tree on fire so that he can get them to see him or something, I guess. I don't really know what the major plan of that was, but they end up disturbing the tree, which actually had all these weird, like, someone said armored
lizard monkeys.
Yeah, like weird armored lizard monkey things. So
gremlins.
Yeah, these things weren't really much of a threat, and actually Charlie put up a good fight. He like whacking them and stuff. Like it was pretty good. And then Annie calls out for Dog, and then that's when Dog comes and helps her out, and they find each other again. It was really sweet. It's like, oh. And then Charlie meets Annie's mom. Still don't remember her name, but it's okay.
I think her name is Irene.
Irene, I think that, yeah. And then we finally get these two to reconnect. So that was great to see, and very sweet. And then now we also get where Irene is now saying sorry to Dog and everything that's happened, and so now everything is all peachy keen, and they're all like on good terms again, so everything's good. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the freaking tentacles of the Kraken reach all the way down the island and into the camp area and grab. Well, okay, once we talk about Mike, but he's fine. There we go. Now he gets the guy and he just throws him into the water. So he's definitely dead now. And so now they're trying to figure out how to take this thing out. And then, of course, Charlie is all over here like a badass, and he's saying, Kong, we use the ape. Let's use the ape to take this thing out. And that's
let them
fight. Pretty much a let them fight
Yeah.
moment. That would have been really
pretty
cool.
much.
Yeah. And it ends right there. So yeah, I mean, this episode was quite. It was like finally what I was waiting for. I was like, yes, the revelations are happening and all of this stuff. So all the pieces are coming together with it. I don't think we're going to get any answers on Kong's like mystery stuff, but I think that's okay. I don't think that's not really the point of this show, I guess. So yeah, but so I would say final rating on this episode, to be honest, I'd probably get a 10 out of 10 because this was like, I mean, it was great. Like the flashback scenes were super well done, and everything just sort of coming together with all the answers felt natural. There was a lot of like drama going on with it, and yeah, it's fantastic.
I would give it a 8 out of 10. Backstory between Annie and Dog, good and adorable. Annie's mom and Dog and Annie basically apologizing to each other. That was a good scene. I like that. And just now they're gonna be start building up to Kong versus Kraken.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be cool to see whenever we do get to see it. But yeah, overall 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll go with 10 out of 10. Yeah,
Alright.
definitely loved it. The backstory sounded awesome. Interactions between Annie and her mom. Yeah, basically all of the stuff, and yeah, the build up to the Kong against the Kraken.
Oh, I definitely give this a 10 out of 10 for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's good stuff. Good stuff with this. So I'm excited. We got 2 more episodes left. So I'm pretty sure the next episode will be total buildup of this final battle, and then the last episode will most likely be that final battle. I'm estimating that's what's going to happen. So, but this was awesome. So I'm really digging this show. I to be honest, I think it's because I had very low expectations, but I think the way it started was pretty good. Had the halfway point, and now we have just full climax happening, and I just think it's awesome. So can't wait to see the next 2 episodes and how this whole thing will wrap up. So that'll do it for our episode, or for our review of episode 6, and we'll see you guys in episode 7. That's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, stay big, G fans.